I know there are lots of rich men and women on the planet, but there's just something about royal families that sparks my curiosity a little more. Lately, I've been specifically interested in the richest princes in the world, and here is some insight into some of their lives. Mohammed bin Salman, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, net worth $18 billion. Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud is the Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Defense of Saudi Arabia. His net worth is a whopping $18 billion. He was born in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia in 1985, and he's the son of King Salman and his third wife. Throughout his childhood, it seemed like he was one of the most favored children. In his early days, he learned how to complete several administrative tasks by watching his father closely. Later on, he studied law at the King Saud University. I am sure that you're more curious about how he accumulated so much wealth, so I'll just get straight into that. In addition to what he gained from his family's great wealth, he is acknowledged as the founder of several firms which promoted entrepreneurship. To add to that, he is in charge of the state's oil company. In 2017, he was made the first Deputy Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Salman has used his influential position to make heavy investments in a variety of sectors, and this led to an increase in his and the kingdom's net worth. But don't think that he's too busy working to enjoy his wealth. He has several mega yachts, luxury sports cars, aircrafts, and luxury properties in both his home country and Europe. One of his most striking and luxurious acquisitions is the Chateau Louis XIV in France. This $299 million mansion is regarded as one of the most expensive in the world. It sits on 50,000 acres of land and is modeled on a 17th century French castle. Inside, you can find a wine cellar, 2 ballrooms, a movie theater, an underground nightclub, and my personal favorite, an underwater meditation room. You may be impressed that he has also been involved in several humanitarian initiatives. He has been credited with the removal of the ban on female drivers and for enforcing regulations which limit the powers of the religious police. He was also a driving force behind the first Saudi Arabian stadium which admitted women. Under his rule, there has also been an increase in the amount of women in the workforce. Hans Adam II, Prince of Liechtenstein, net worth $5.56 billion. Hans Adam II is from one of the oldest noble families in the world. According to one source, their names were first documented in 1136. Maybe we can refer to this guy as the Love Prince, because he was born on Valentine's Day. He is the son of Prince Franz Joseph II and Princess Gina of Liechtenstein. Before he became a prince, he had a relatively royal upbringing. He spent lots of time in the castle of Vaduz. But unlike many royal children, he was allowed to attend regular school. He attended a primary school nearby and was even allowed to become a Boy Scout and to go camping. I suppose this is proof that the prince and princess were not helicopter parents. I guess they wanted him to enjoy a normal childhood. Later on, he went to secondary school in Vienna, and some years later he attended the University of St. Gallen in Switzerland, and graduated with the equivalent of a master's degree in business and economic studies. He got married to Countess Marie Kinsky of Weinitz and Titau in 1969, and they later had 4 children. They remained married until she sadly passed away in 2021. When Hans Adam was only 27, his father trusted him to manage the family's entire fortune. In 1989, Hans Adam II became prince after the death of his father, who had ruled for 51 years. So, what exactly does he do? Well, he represents his country internationally and exercises great power over the legislation of Liechtenstein. He can enact emergency decrees, and he can even suspend parliament for up to 3 months. He is also responsible for appointing ministers and presidents of the constitutional and administrative courts. One of his biggest goals was to have Liechtenstein admitted to the United Nations. He succeeded at doing this only 1 year into his reign. This family is well known for purchasing European artwork, and some of their collections can be found at the Liechtenstein Museum and the Museum of Contemporary Art in Liechtenstein. They have over 1,000 works by well-renowned artists, valued at over £300 million. Now, have you ever been invited to a prince's castle for some refreshments? If you're a citizen of Liechtenstein, you'll receive an invitation every national day. When he's not hosting his subjects, he can be found deep-sea diving or reading about science fiction or archaeology. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, net worth $30 billion. 3 is a magical number here. Also known as MBZ, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed is the 3rd son of Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. the third president of the United Arab Emirates. He is also the leader of Abu Dhabi. When this prince was a boy, he went to school in Morocco until he was 10. I wondered why he was sent so far away, so I went searching for the answer. It's actually more simple than I thought. His father believed that it would cause him to become a well-rounded, disciplined, and independent person. Imagine, he was given a passport with a different name so that no one would know that he was royalty. I don't think he had a terrible time in Morocco, though, and he made some good friends, including King Mohammed VI of Morocco, who was his classmate. As he entered adulthood, he also engaged in daily activities which one might consider humbling. For example, he served as a waiter in a restaurant. MBZ also cooked for himself and did his own laundry. While reminiscing on those days, he remarked, "There'd be a bowl of tabbouleh in the fridge, and I'd keep eating it day after day until a kind of fungus formed on the top." After a myriad of character-building exercises, he moved on to study in Abu Dhabi and eventually the United Kingdom. His life spiraled into excitement when he joined the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. He learned about flying planes and helicopters and even did a parachutist course. He got married in 1981 and had 9 children with his wife. His political career began quite early, and in 2003, he became Deputy Crown Prince to Abu Dhabi. He contributed a lot in terms of Emirati foreign policy, providing foreign aid and hospitably greeting world leaders to the country. He is also credited with overseeing the building of the first peaceful nuclear reactor in that region. It is called Al Baraka Power Plant, and it produces electricity by using nuclear energy. In terms of his leadership, he is devoted to the improvement of Abu Dhabi's educational standards. He has aided initiatives to fight against human trafficking and has been willing to give to several other humanitarian causes. His hobbies are not as elaborate as some of his contemporaries. He loves poetry, hunting, and falconry. He is also very supportive of his country's sporting initiatives. Moulay Hassan, Crown Prince of Morocco, net worth $2.1 billion. Moulay Hassan bin Mohammed is the youngest prince we've covered so far. He is the crown prince of the beautiful North African country Morocco and the son of King Mohammed VI and the gorgeous Princess Lala Salma. He also has an adorable younger sister, Princess Lala Khadija. Although he was only born in 2003, it appears that he was made aware very early that he would someday succeed his father as king. He began participating in official public engagements from the tender age of 10. This youthful prince has some impressive talents and abilities. He is a polyglot who is able to speak Arabic, French, English, and Spanish. He also appears to be humble as he pulls away from anyone who tries to kiss his hand while respectfully greeting him. In fact, there are several videos circulating which show him pulling his fingers away from multiple people. In 2017, when Moulay was only 14, he participated in the One Planet Summit in France. He was the youngest participant and was given lots of international attention for such a bold and mature step. Apart from that, he can be seen alongside his father at major events. For example, he attended the funeral of Henri d'Orléans, Count of Paris and Duke of France. He also oversaw the opening ceremony of the 14th International Agricultural Exhibition in Morocco. His public appearances have caused him to gain a lot of popularity, and he is a sensation especially among younger crowds. His tons of Instagram fan pages attest to that. Moulay loves traveling the world and has been to several countries. Unlike many princes who prefer to study economics, business, or law, Moulay Hassan has a passion for aviation. He plans to sit the entrance exams to attend the Royal Aeronautical School. He actually has a super expensive private jet. The Gulfstream G650 costs about $67.4 million and is known for being one of the most powerful and expensive VIP jets in existence. Its license plate is particularly interesting. CNAMH means Altesse or Majesty, so this ensures that he is referred to as Majesty Moulay Hassan. Albert II, Sovereign Prince of Monaco, net worth $1 billion. Albert Alexandre Louis-Pierre Grimaldi is the Sovereign Prince of Monaco. He is the son of the Prince and Princess of Monaco and was appointed to his current position after the death of his father in 2005. I'll tell you a little bit about his life before that. In 1977, he attended Amherst College in Massachusetts. Then later, he toured Europe and the Middle East with his Glee Club. In 1981, he graduated with a bachelor's degree in political science. He later had a bit of military training. Then in 1982, tragedy struck when his mother was killed in a car accident. This was one of the prince's most traumatic life experiences. Anyway, on to more positive things. In his free time, the prince enjoys all kinds of sports. From handball to tennis to sailing to squash, skiing and fencing, you name it, he's done it. He even has a black belt in judo and has represented Monaco in the Winter Olympics for 5 years. Albert II knows how to enjoy his riches too. He owns several expensive vehicles which include a Lexus LS 600H, the BMW Hydrogen 7, and the Toyota Prius PHV. He has a private jet too. The Dassault Aviation Falcon 7X can fit up to 14 passengers. When Albert II inherited his father's power, he wasted no time expressing his views concerning the environment and his passion about climate change and ocean conservation. During his reign, he has overseen several reforms in Monaco, including the regulation of custody, individual privacy rights, legislative gender equality, and others. He has also overseen some infrastructural advancements in his country. These include railways, social housing, and educational instructions. He heads a foundation called the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation. Its 3 aims are to develop renewable energy in order to combat climate change, to combat the loss of biodiversity, and to improve universal access to clean water. This prince really seems to love water because in 2011, he married Charlene Wittstock, a South African Olympic swimmer. Sometime after, they had twins, Gabriella and Jacques. Before his marriage, Albert II already had 2 children, Yasmine Grimaldi, who was born in the USA, and Alexandra Grimaldi-Coste, who was born in France. Unfortunately for them, only his legitimate children can have royal titles attributed to them. Which prince did you find the most interesting? If you enjoyed this video, we have lots more, so keep watching.